And greetings, I'm Wood Hamster, and I have Kaboom Dragoon with me here today.
I have returned!
From the grave, even.
Close enough to...
Yeah, so I thought I'd do something a little bit different today. I realized that, I've never actually fought a Blanganga with a longsword before. And I had this spiffy fire longsword, so I figured, why not? I have Kieran armor to increase the elemental effect.
No, let's be honest, it's not like you can do much worse than the last couple of videos.
I
shouldn't have said that, should I?
Well...
Really shouldn't have said that.
Probably not. So, quick jump cut to the Blanganga. Gonna see if I can't... I always try to see if I can do a little stealth thing. Because if he doesn't notice you, he will dig in the sand. Not the sand. Yes, it is frozen sand. No, it's snow. He will dig in the snow if he doesn't notice you, and he will dig up a shiny. I can never get him to do it because he always manages to notice me. But yeah, if I recall, yeah, I didn't do too well.
Shocked and amazed.
I'm used to having the lance type weaponry where I have a shield or just hammer in general. But even then, hammer I don't do too well with. Again, I'm not the big longsword expert.
I think the few times I played, I usually stuck with sword and shield or longsword.
Yeah, sword and shield's it is pretty good beginner weapon, and it's pretty good for multiplayer too, just because of the fact you can use items behind a shield, and you can set yourself up to have the area of effect healing potions. So if you drink a potion with that armor set, then all party members get it.
Yeah, it just seemed like a sort of...
It's good support.
Good all-rounder, but nothing special.
Well, it is really more the support setup, because you can easily set down traps because you don't need to switch from, weapon sheaths or not. And again, you can use items behind the shield, and you get some really powerful status affecting sword and shields, like paralyzing. It's pretty potent paralyze weapons, and you can just spam paralyze over and over again.
I think I had a weapon kind of like that in God Eater. Some really good status effect weapons in that. Completely different game, but
Yeah, different game, but just generally kind of the same concept.
Yeah. As I've said before, it is basically Monster Hunter, except more arcadey and immediate. I've got a friend who swears that it's casual, so anytime you want to piss him off, just go, "Hey, guess what? God Eater." Ah! Rage!
Really?
Seriously. It was funny because I had it. Well, the two friends which keep going on about who absolutely love Monster Hunter. One of them was he was very much don't know if I'm gonna like this. And I was telling him, no, it's great. You're gonna love it. Someone gets him a copy of it for his birthday. Lo and behold,
He loads it.
loved it to bits.
Oh.
It was a complete. It's a different guy who absolutely hates it, but
Oh.
the difference with him was he was actually looking forward to it until he actually got a chance to play. I think they released a demo, and he played it for about 20 minutes and went, this is terrible, worst game ever.
By playing a demo, well, you could say, okay, I didn't like the demo, yeah, but you can't say judge the entire game on the demo.
I think he probably fell in with a bad crowd as well.
Oh.
Who, the really scary people who are like, this is not Monster Hunter, ergo sucks.
Really? Wow, that's terrible.
Before its release, I don't know about afterwards, but it had a really serious hatedom around it because it was basically seen as Monster Hunter for kiddies.
It was seen as trying to imitate Monster Hunter for casuals.
Yeah, it was, oh, you've got a lock on. Well, sorry, can't play the game at all. It's absolutely ruined now.
It's a completely different game, just kind of the same concept, that's all.
Yeah, and the monsters are more fucked up, which is probably why I kind of prefer it a bit more.
Yeah.
Just because of the monster design.
Well, the monsters here are
fantastic.
just animals.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs,
monsters-
animals, fish, that sort of thing, so...
Yeah. Whereas the ones in God Eater are fucking monsters. Let's be honest.
Horrible
They're scary.
abominations.
Yeah.
But, that's just because, it's what the setting demands. In this setting, it demands, animals that are just monsters.
Yeah. It's more... I don't want to use the word grounded, but by comparison, you can look at this and go, yeah, it's a baboon.
Yeah. But, again, just because, they base it off of animals, and then they make a monster out of it.
Yep.
And I'm, of course, just killing Blangos just to make sure that they don't kill me. I'm okay with the Blangon killing me, just not the Blangos.
I have killed you. You will not hit me. Oh Jesus Christ! Big fucking monkey out of nowhere.
Yeah. I'm getting hit a lot, just mainly basically because if I'd used other weapons that I was more adept at killing Blangongos with, I probably would have been doing better. But I just figured, I had a big fire element weapon, so why not use it? The reason why I have the map zoomed in, I should probably explain, is when he digs under the ground, you can see what way he's gonna dig up from.
Yeah, I kind of thought it was that.
Yeah, I just thought I'd quickly explain it to the viewers. There are some monsters where you can do that with, just not all of them. Like, you can't do it with the crabs. But you can do it with Blangonga, and there is another one which is very vital that you do it with. But that's a lot later, actually.
Foreshadowing.
Well, I've already done basically the recordings of all the single-player stuff, more or less, with a few exceptions. And when I said it wasn't going too well, that's kind of what I was talking about, where I was just getting horribly mauled.
I think by this point, if you're not getting horribly mauled, then it's not a proper video.
Well, that is true, but sometimes sometimes I actually manage to do pretty decently, but then again, that's usually just because it's an easy fight. Like a drome. Ooh. I sort of taught Cephadrome a lesson or two, because it's Cephadrome and he can't really do much.
Well, maybe if he really works hard and puts in those extra hours at the office.
No. The only thing Cephadrome is good for is annoying you by just diving back into the sand and wasting your sonic bombs.
Maybe if, he makes a special wish on his birthday candles.
He doesn't have a birthday. It's a video
See,
game.
that's the kind of thinking that means he always gets his ass kicked.
Yeah, exactly. No, the problem with hitting Blangonga is just... it's Blangonga, he's all over the place. Never really been a fan of fighting Blangonga, or, for that matter, what's his face? Rajang, yeah. I just don't like fighting the monkeys, is what I'm trying to say, but this one's almost dead. And I'm kind of ashamed how long time it took me to do this, because, well, it is a multi-monster fight, so you have unlimited monsters that just get tougher and tougher every time you fight one.
Always fun. Wait, sorry.
So the first one...
No, not fun. Sorry.
Oh, the first one starts out pathetically weak with almost no health, and as you kill more of them, they get stronger. Here's my issue. It took me this long to...
kill the easiest one?
Yeah, and you need to minimum kill 2, of course, to win, but... And I'm only doing the bare minimum, since nobody has really commented on that. They would like to see me do this mission with... say, how far can I go in it? But then
People don't like you much, do they?
I don't know, I think it's more of like a passive viewership, like you... Like, for example, I like to lurk in lots of Let's Play threads. I don't usually say much, but I still watch them. And again, what is there really to say about Monster Hunter? Like, let's say, for example, there's no plot to the game, so like with the third birthday, you could at least bring up the plot and go, oh god, why? Here, it's like, okay, you're fighting monsters, that's cool. I'll watch your videos, listen to the commentary, but I don't really have much to add, aside from cat kicking.
Alternatively, never bring up the third birthday again. No.
Are you sure?
No.
Because I can
No.
bring it up again.
No. So help me God, I'll leave this conversation.
Oh. Well, don't worry. Next time I'll probably play Death Trap Dungeons. Just for you.
I actually remember that game.
Absolutely atrocious. And I was just waiting for Blanganga to show up.
See, for a second I thought you were gonna...
No, I was just seeing if I could get some account point items while I was waiting for him. He always shows up in this area.
No, I was actually gonna say I thought you were talking about the, Oh god, what was that series of games where you have to set up traps and kill innocent bystanders and children?
I don't think I've ever heard of it before. It doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah, there's been a couple of LPs of the series.
Hmm.
The last one was called Trapped, with no ED, it was a T at the end, which was unfortunate because it was also the name of a really bad nu metal band.
Oh, so they got confused.
I don't know. The game came out several years after the band first made their name, so I have no idea what the hell they were thinking of there.
No, maybe they didn't know about this band when they made the game and got the name.
Possibly, but I think the name was changed for the US audience.
Possibly.
Really bizarre.
Again, I've never heard of any game like that before.
Yeah, I've got... there was two on the PS1. I think I've got the first one or the second one. And one on the PS2. They're actually really good games.
See, there's your problem right there. Console game titles. Something that Denmark has never been really good at until recently.
Fair point.
Denmark's just been, what sells the most right now? Oh, that game sells the most. Well, we might get a port of this in our store. And then you just never see it on the shelves. Well, I guess unless you ask for a special order of it.
Yeah, that's why I buy all my games on the internet these days.
Yeah, I actually do that these days, but when you're a kid and you're just kind of waiting for the bus, for example, in my case, to go home from school or whatever, then, how should I put it? You got half an hour to kill every time after school, so, and there's a game store right next to the bus stop. Why not? So I've actually been keeping an eye on a lot of game titles from the PS1 and PS2 era. And trust you me, the shelves... Well, the shelves are at least more full than the 6 or 4 games you get for the N64.
So, GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, and Banjo-Kazooie.
It actually, you forgot Ocarina of Time in Mario 64. But yeah, basically
right.
Something like that, and then they would have like... Yeah, occasionally they would have the latest Mario Party game, but they'd only carry like 2 or 3 in stock. And once they were sold, then they might get a couple more in stock of the next latest one whenever that came out.
We had a kind of a similar situation back in the N64 days here as well.
Yeah, well, I think that's kind of common in Europe, just because like just basically back in those days, I think it was something like console games were not very big here, just in general. Like, we would get our own special versions of other games more often than not. Because, you know, what's it called? Localization.
Yeah.
It was really a large issue with how much money do we spend on localization. Do we really want to risk going into this market? If we want to go into the European market, we also have to localize it to French and Germany and whatever other languages.
Yeah, typically it's at least 3 other languages.
And then they have to put a lot of work into that, and then you just don't see a lot of releases here. And then they're very cautious with it. And even the stores are probably pretty cautious with like stocking too much on X game type, unless it's like Zelda or Mario.
Yeah, I think I probably mentioned it before, but it also doesn't help that Nintendo didn't actually have their own offices in Europe up until the mid to late 90s.
Oh, really? They didn't?
Yep, in UK at the very least, I think it was the same for most of Europe. They farmed it all out to third parties.
Hmm. That would explain why. Yeah, well, that would actually explain why there's so many third-party games for the N64, aka why there's so many shitty N64 games.
Not gonna touch that one with a barge pole, but yeah,
I
basically the reason, basically the reason why Europe got shafted for getting a hell of a lot of games in the Super Nintendo and the to a lesser extent the N64 era was basically because this one company, THE, I think it was Total Home Entertainment or something. They basically went, yeah, half we can't be bothered localizing it, half we don't think this is going to sell, despite the fact that this game has sold like 1,000,001 copies in the States.
Sounds like Sega when they were making console games.
Sega's a slightly different.
Well, they basically had the manager for like North America and Europe, and he was like, "Yeah, all these great games that are selling awesomely in Japan, they won't do well here in the West. But let's take the shittiest games from the Sega and port to the U.S. because I think those will sell well here."
Yeah, the guy in charge at the time was basically a complete idiot, and
Well, some rumors go that he's basically Nintendo paid him off to ruin Sega. But I think that's more conspiracy than anything. I could see that. I mean, everybody's probably got their price.
yeah.
And then they.
I mean,
then you'd also say I could see, for example, if it was true, and I don't think it is. But say Nintendo goes to this person, we're gonna pay you a hefty paycheck, and we'll secure yourself a spot in Nintendo when you ruin the company. And then he's like, "Oh, what kind of spot?" And they're saying, "Oh, well, vice president, or something, or just some good position." Or they just pay him enough money where he's like, "I'm made for life." Really? Okay.
I think it was Bernie Stolar who was in charge of Sega at the time. Sega America. Someone can correct me on that one, no doubt. But yeah, he made some tremendous goofs. I think he got seriously reamed out when he referred to the the Saturn, sorry, as the stillborn.
Oh yeah, I think I heard about that. Like,
yeah,
but the Saturn was probably one of the best.
He referred to the Saturn as the stillborn, and basically said there was no future in the Dreamcast. Despite the fact it was actually performing admirably.
Yeah. Actually, especially here in Europe, the Dreamcast was doing, I would say, decently, because if you looked at the N64 and the GameCube, well, actually, when the GameCube started coming around, we started getting more games for Nintendo, but
yeah, that was when all the companies at the time basically started wising up and going, "Oh wait, there's money in Europe."
Yeah, no, the Saturn was, while I didn't buy a Saturn, I don't know, I just didn't really care at the time. Plus, I'm not rich, so, and kid.
To be honest, I think I knew two people who had a Saturn, and one of them was a tremendous dick. So,
but
not implying that Saturn owners are dicks. That's.
But no, they did seem to have a good lineup of games for the Saturn, from what I could see from all the Saturn section when it was out.
Well, the funny thing is, most of the games which I was actually interested in have since come out on the 360. So I'm like, hey,
they ported it over.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, I can play Guardian Heroes and Radiant Silvergun. What do I need a Saturn for again?
Well, you don't need Saturn anymore right now, but no, and
all the other games which I really wanted to play weren't translated into English anyway, so hell do I care?
Yeah, no, I just remember the for example, like just with Square Enix, like America and Japan would always get pissed. I mean, we would get their games for like a year and a half later than the rest of the world. But they would always get pissed because we'd always get extra stuff put in our game as a sorry for the wait for the localization.
Yeah, and then the Japanese version would get all that and more anyway.
Yeah, then they'd make like a special version of the Japanese version of the game, and then they, but like North America was like always pissed at it. I still remember Final Fantasy X, and we got Dark Aeons, and the US were pissed that they didn't.
Yeah. Completely neglecting the fact that the localization was a complete hack job.
Oh yeah.
Usually one of the worst that I've seen in, ever.
Well,
The PS2.
well, I have it in English. And I mean, unless I'm in Germany or France, I would, I would not see how the hack job localization was. So we still get wonderful lines like "ha ha ha" and other stuff.
Yeah, but in the Japanese version, it was intended to come off as horrible and awkward.
Yeah.
Because if you watch it, they do the ha ha ha, and then they actually laugh more naturally at the end of it. So.
Yeah. It is supposed to come very awkward, but just oh god, could
Yeah,
they have
doesn't
gotten
really
better
use
acting?
it.
Titus wrote some better lines. I don't know. That
I think
I have
a lot-
nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with the actor. It's just the voice that he's using. It's like taking a. It's like grating your ears off with a cheese grater.
And when you get down to it, the director's easily as complicit as the actor.
That's true.
It's up to the director to say, right, that's okay, but no.
Now, let's do it again, but let's do it my way.
Because remember Steve Bloom, who's in everything ever. He was saying that the standard way of going into your first day in a role, you go in, you sit there, you memorize the script, you go in, you give a fantastic performance, and then the director says, "Yep, that's great. Can we do it completely differently?"
Also, while I was just standing there waiting for a moment, is because I had forgotten that it was a multi-hunt mission, and I was just kind of waiting for the, where's my completion screen? Come on! And then I saw the monster pop up, and I was like, wait, what? Oh, right. It's the mission that I have to end myself. So, if anyone were wondering, that was a bit of an oopsie moment for me. Yeah, lots of getting mauled and not me hurting the monster enough to kill him fast. That was my problem.
One of many.
Yep. Well, my biggest error is still getting killed by blankos, but details.
It's not like anyone was paying attention, let's be honest.
Everyone was paying attention. I cannot walk down the street anymore without being shamed like I died to blankos. It's terrible. It is a hard burden, but it is what it comes with Let's Play territory.
Now, that's what happens when you're a Let's Play superstar.
Yeah. Who am I kidding? I don't want to be a
Yourself,
Let's Play
mostly.
superstar. I'm just doing this because I think it's fun. And I get to drag famous people like you in and torture you some more. I mean, listen to your wonderful commentary. Damn it.
I'm famous?
Didn't hear anything. I'm going to come to Scotland. Just wait there where you're sitting, and I'll get the flashy thing from Men in Black, and you won't remember a thing. Anyway,
That's a mental image I really didn't need. Thanks.
we'll see you next time.
I'm terrified now.